Yeah. Right.
Happy? Good. Ben, tell everyone in the gallery who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name's Ben Ainsley. I'm one of the helmsmen on Ineos Britannia.
Ben, you're no stranger to tough race days in the America's Cup world. You know, summarise today and how tricky it was.
Yeah, it's about as hard as it comes today. The light airs, trying to get these boats up on the foils, and I think everyone watching could see that that was the biggest challenge and the biggest difference between the teams at the front of the fleet and those at the back. Unfortunately, we were really struggling getting on the foil and even staying on the foil in the manoeuvres, and man, it was a pretty tough day for us.
A little bit of a masterclass from Emirates Team New Zealand. You know, how beatable do you think they are, and what lessons can be learned?
Well, look, they're definitely beatable right now. They're a very class act in this boat. It's really showing how polished they are in a boat that they designed and put together. And they've got an incredible sailing team as well, so that's really shining through. But when I look at our team, as frustrated as we are to not be at the front of the fleet, it's an incredible learning opportunity, which otherwise we wouldn't have, and we wouldn't know this. So, you know, we've got to look at the positives from this and figure out quite how they're sailing so much better than we are and close that gap.
The America's Cup game is all about learning quickly, turning things around. You know, how will you approach tomorrow, and what do you have to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow, hopefully we'll get a little bit more breeze. That would be nice for all of the teams, I'm sure. But again, just keep learning, keep developing, closing the gap. You know, even though we had a tough day today, we're a lot closer to these other teams than we were, say, 3 or 4 days ago. And just keep closing that gap, keep learning in this particular boat, with half an eye on the bigger boat, the 75-footer, for the America's Cup next summer.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, it was disappointing not to see the boats all up and foiling. You know, I don't think we want to see the boats in displacement mode, that's for sure. It's not a good thing to show on TV.
And the protest, what do you think about that? The protest and the incident that makes you the penalisation and so on.
Yeah, look, I think it's obvious there was a mistake made by the race management and look, I think we're hopeful that it gets solved tonight.
It's more stressful in a mind aspect, the fact that you can't foil, or how do you manage it?
I think everyone's the same, you know, and look, certainly I think that second race, Lingy and Team New Zealand did a pretty nice job actually being able to get on the foil. We had one opportunity to get up on the foil, and we did, but unfortunately we didn't have enough space to accelerate enough to get to a manoeuvre speed before hitting the boundary. So, yeah, look, hopefully we get better conditions tomorrow, because, look, no one wants to see that sort of racing.
And what do you got to do tomorrow?
Well, I think hopefully we get some more breeze. Look, from what we've seen, it sounds like it looks like a better forecast than what we had today. We just got to get out there and get some clean races in and some good results, and we'll see what happens at the end of the day.
Okay, then thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah, not a great. Not a great day for Luna Rossa. Obviously, the first race was really tough because we thought that we sailed a very good race, and then 1 minute after the finish line, we get communicated that we didn't start properly, but we didn't receive any message on our displays, any radio communication. So. It's a little bit tough to digest. Second race, we definitely did some mistakes, and we have to review those mistakes. It's been a tough day for Luna Rossa, but it's gonna happen again. And I think it's very important that as a team we analyze with a cold mind, and we just try to get better tomorrow.
What do you expect for tomorrow?
I think we have a good forecast for tomorrow. Better wind for foiling boats, and yeah, let's really hope for that.
Thank you very much. Grazie Emilia.
Happy? First of all, tell us your name and also your position on board Orient Express Racing Team.
I'm Jason Saunders, and I'm a trimmer on board Orient Express Racing Team.
It's been quite a day, Jason. Just describe how much that race win meant to you and to the whole team. What was that like?
Yeah, you can see there's a whole buzz, a real buzz around in the base at the moment, and everyone's been working super hard just to get this off the ground and for us to improve as well. And we were struggling a lot in the week, so to get a race win was just incredible. And you can see everyone's so happy, and I think it's going to take a little bit of pressure off everyone as well. Who's been working hard, and we're just looking forward to the rest of the regatta now. It's all going to be a bonus.
Talk to me a little bit about the teamwork and how that was all coming together, and what was like a really difficult day.
Yeah, well, like I said, we were really struggling in those conditions, so we used the full coaching team and everyone involved to try and look and understand what we were doing wrong in the practice leading up to this. And we made some really good gains overnight. We think we found some things in the footage and in the data that helped us. And what was really pleasing was that we were able to put that into place today, and we found straight away in the warm-up that things were going a lot better. And we were able to give the boat to Quentin and Kevin to be able to sail tactically well, and they did an amazing job as well.
Let's look ahead to tomorrow, final day here in Vilanova. How much confidence will you get from today going into that final?
I think we can put a lot of confidence into the team we have and the processes, even if tomorrow is going to bring a whole different range of conditions, and we haven't done a lot of time in those conditions. So potentially there's going to be some holes in our armoury tomorrow, and we may only find that out in race one. But look, we're going to do what we can, and if we can just sail around the course and attack when we feel like the boat's in a good position, then we'll be coming away with potentially a good result. So it's going to be good.
We'll go with French now. Happy? Tom, just tell everyone in the truck who you are and what you do.
Tom Slingsby, helmsman of American Magic.
A tough all day out there, but still very much in the mix. What's the mood in the camp?
I guess I'm the worst person after days like this. I feel like they're lost opportunities. We had a second and a fifth. I'm a bit frustrated that last race. We got off the line. We weren't foiling, but at least we crossed the line pretty close to the start time. Team New Zealand were able to foil underneath us. They obviously have a better takeoff technique than we do. So for me, I'm just going to go back and look at footage and try to learn, figure out how they're able to do it in such little wind.
Let's talk about Team New Zealand. They look like they just had the answers today. How beatable do you think they are here in Vilanova?
Yeah, for sure in the light airs they seem very strong. There's a couple of times now where we haven't been able to take off and they are able to. Their manoeuvres are very good, obviously great sailors. And so in the light airs I think they're their strongest. So what you saw today is probably, I feel like that, and the practice racing, that's their best condition. As it gets windier I feel like we catch them a bit, and when we did some practice racing a couple of weeks ago we felt pretty strong in the stronger winds, so fingers crossed we get a bit of wind before the end of the week.
Days like today where it's all changing is the most testing of conditions, isn't it, for any sailing partnership. Just tell us a little bit about how it was on your boat and also how you'll approach tomorrow.
Yeah, it's very testing conditions. It's really frustrating, especially when you're right next to a boat and they pop on the foils and go on to win the race and you were right there. That's sailing. It's one of those situations. I didn't feel like we deserved to come fifth in that one. I felt like maybe a third or something would have been a bit better for us, but yeah, that's the way it goes, and we've got to try to make up some points tomorrow and make that final two and get into the match race.
Thanks. No worries. Tomorrow. Okay, now we go in English. It felt like that victory in the first race, it meant a lot.
Yeah, it meant a lot for the team, for sure. It launched the dynamic. Being able to win the first race of this with this first regatta race for Orient Express Racing Team, it's a huge achievement because we were quite late, and during the training we struggled so much in this light air, and now we were able to take off and to take one race win. So really happy for the whole team.
What about for you? When you crossed that line of the first race, what did you feel?
Great feeling. it's always the same when you win a race, but now it's the America's Cup, so it changed a lot. And I do it with Kevin. He's one of my teammates for a while, and that was pretty special to do it with him.
And just lastly, what do you have to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow it's exactly the same mindset, I think. We are here quite late from the others, so much to learn, and I just want to keep the same approach, learn as much as we can, and tomorrow if we are able to be in the top 3 or win races, we will take it.
Thanks. Good luck.
Sorry for that, Charlie.
We'll go in English as well. Are you waiting for me? You go, Nacho. Yeah, still keep Jimmy waiting. Okay, now we go in English. Okay. It looked like a tough day on the water. What was the feeling in Alinghi of the performance today?
No, definitely a tough day for everybody. But you know, the feeling was good after the second race. We made some mistakes like the other teams, but I think we were pretty happy with our second race. Now it's about changing the mindset for tomorrow, because it looks like it's a different day.
Let's talk about tomorrow. What do you have to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have to win races, and that's what we're here for. We definitely need to have clean victories and not just looking good on a course for one lap. I mean, we have to go through everything and nail every maneuver, every strategic decision, and win the races.
Thanks so much. Tell everyone in the gallery who you are and what you do.
Giles Scott, and I'm port helmsman with Ineos Britannia.
Giles, first of all, describe Ineos Britannia's day. How tough was it?
It was frustrating, certainly frustrating, but with a lot of lessons. So, you know, it was the results certainly weren't what we hoped for, but yeah, we'll take a lot from the day for sure.
Before the event, both yourself and Ben were keen to point out that this has not been your priority to practice in the AC40. How much are you feeling slightly underprepared?
Well, certainly if we were, if we were preparing for this event as a main goal, we would have prepared very differently, put it that way. But yeah, as you say, our focus has been on the testing development of T6 and the run into RB3 in next year. And I think that being said, these events and the One Design racing is still very important to us, and certainly as a sailing team it gives us an amazing opportunity to learn and fast track our learning in the run into next year.
Conditions looked really difficult. I mean, perhaps the hardest it gets in boats like this. Perhaps just summarise how tricky it is.
Yeah, it is exactly that. It is about as hard as it gets. As the wind comes up, it gets hard again, but it gets extreme. But at least the boats have got speed differences of 1 or 2 knots, not 25. In the marginal stuff, if you don't stick a tack, don't stick a jibe, you're doing 5 knots as opposed to 30. So yeah, as you've seen today, little mistakes are pretty costly.
Let's look ahead to tomorrow. How will you approach it, and what do you have to do?
I think we just approach it as another learning opportunity. That being said, we want to win races, and we know we're capable of doing that. But yeah, really, if we can, as you said earlier, if we can come out of this weekend with a good set of lessons and a step on to being in a better place for next year, I think we'll take that. But yeah, be nice to get up the front of the fleet tomorrow for sure.
Thank you very much. All right. Have a good day. We have to talk about the second race where you, the only boat to start near start time. You led for so long. What was that like on board? How stressful was that?
I think the most stressful was at the start to pass under the other boat that already started but without foiling, because we were a bit late on the start, and just trying to get our speed and trying to have the best speed to that we can have for the tags and the maneuver. So it was just amazing to just keep foiling without the other, and we just dropped on the last downwind, but otherwise it was good.
I'll ask that question again if you answer in French. Yeah. Just in a short answer, just talk to me about that second race when you were so far ahead. You know, what was that like on board?
C'était un feeling super bien. On était super content d'avoir réussi à prendre le start en volant. Et puis le truc, c'était un peu stressant de rester en vol le plus longtemps possible et regarder si les autres décollaient pas. Et on a plutôt bien réussi ça. Du coup, on est super content de la manche 2.
Lovely. And now in English, how pleased are you and the team with today, with the first race day here in Vilanova?
We are quite happy with the performance we did today on the water, because it was very difficult condition, light wind. So we managed to do still a good day with this tricky condition. So quite happy with the result at the end of the day.
Let's look ahead to tomorrow. One more race left here in Vilanova. You know, how will you reset, and what can we expect from Alinghi Red Bull Racing?
For sure, tomorrow will be more wind, what is forecast. So we will just focus for tomorrow and having like the best result possible, like doing still very good start, and I think it's the key for the regatta.
Lovely. Thank you, Max. Yes. Thank you. Happy? Pete, first of all, just so everybody knows, tell us your name and also your position on board Emirates Team New Zealand.
I'm Peter Burling and I'm the skipper of Emirates Team New Zealand.
It probably didn't feel like a really special day, but you are leading overall. I mean, describe your performance today and the feeling on board.
Yeah, well, I think today shows that we've got a fair bit of resilience in our team. We obviously felt like we really deserved a good result in that first race. Did an amazing job keeping on the foil through that last manoeuvre before the start, which was pretty tough. Good first beat, led at the top, and then obviously dropped off around there and spent a little bit too long hanging out at the top marks. It's a bit of a shame just to see, you know, if you like just continue to low ride, but yeah, for us to be able to bounce back, you know, obviously after a bad start in that second one and get up on the foils, get going and take the wins. You know, pretty pleasing with a lot nicer looking forecast tomorrow.
That second race, the only boat to be foiling under your own steam. Just describe really how hard that is and how tense it was on board, just keeping the pace going.
Yeah, obviously it's a lot more relaxing when you actually are up from foiling. Yeah, towards the end of the race we kind of knew we were the only ones, and just obviously finishing at the top, so you know, we just tried to minimise the distance, but yeah, no, it was an awesome effort by everyone on board. It's felt like you're getting little surges from the swell that way, and we managed to obviously get one, and just enough breeze to make it stick and get airborne. And you know, pretty proud of the way the group managed to make the decision to commit to it. And you know, obviously at that point we're going to look pretty good or pretty bad, and you know, we came out on the right side of it, so we're pretty happy.
Just quickly watching it looked like a masterclass in very difficult conditions. Just you know, let me know what it feels like on board and how confident you are going into the final race here in Vilanova.
Yeah, we're obviously really comfortable in the light air. We're actually pretty comfortable in the breeze as well. Obviously haven't had much chance to show that yet, but yeah, today's going to be pretty interesting. Sorry, tomorrow's going to be pretty interesting, to be honest. We're expecting relatively big waves and quite a bit more breeze. So, you know, it's going to be just a complete reset. You know, forget about the last 3 days and try and focus on what's going to get us into that final, and hopefully to win this penultimate, preliminary America's Cup regatta.
That was nearly a really good answer. Can we
Okay.
just give me a really short answer, right?
Sweet.
Just saying, yeah. Okay. Pete, it looked like a masterclass out there. Just a few thoughts on tomorrow.
Yeah, we're really happy with how today went, and the last 3 days for that matter, but you know, we've got to park that now. It looks like a completely different day tomorrow with some bigger waves and a lot more breeze. So it's going to be about going back to the notes, making sure we're good to go, and you know, we're going to be definitely doing everything we can to try and win this first preliminary America's Cup regatta.
Stumbled.